Hello, hello, happy Friday. Thank you for joining me here tonight. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery kits. And I am here on Facebook Live every evening, every weeknight evening at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And it's a time where we can relax and craft, and we work on a project together for about an hour, and we work on that project from beginning to end. So tonight we are going to continue on the Charming Chevrons quilt by Krista Watson of Krista Quilts. Ooh, I just made some dust go up everywhere. I'm gonna get sneezy. But we are at the quilting stage of this. We got it all pinned up and everything. We are doing some stitching in the ditch, which is just stitching in the seams where two pieces of fabric meet, and it kind of hides the quilting a little bit. So we're doing that first to get everything down, and then when we're done with the stitching in the ditch just along the zigzags, then I will be attempting some free motion quilting. And this is my quilt that I'm going to use for a learning tool for free motion quilting, because I don't do that. I want to learn how, so this quilt is my tool, my learning tool for that. So we'll get to that in a few weeks here, but now we're going to just continue with the stitch in the ditch. And I have some good news, guys. So I heard back from Pat from the Splendid Sampler, and I will be able to I got their permission from Pat and Jane to do videos, live videos again for the Splendid Sampler 2. So if you guys have been waiting for that, it's a go. I don't know quite how we're going to format those yet. We will probably do, we'll probably have a video every week on the day the new block is released, and then I still want to be working on our projects that we're currently working on though. So we will be doing the Splendid Sampler blocks. I just don't quite know how we'll be doing it during the week yet, but I will. That's my plan for this weekend and next week. We're going to figure all that out, but just letting you know. So if you're wondering, I am going to do the blocks again for the Splendid Sampler too. So I'm hoping that we can post them up on the Splendid Sampler Facebook page. If you haven't gone to the Splendid Sampler Facebook page, type in the Splendid Sampler in the Facebook search when you're done here, and sign up, click join. You'll probably get approved to come in. It's a group, I just checked, it's over 40,000 people now. Almost 50,000 people are in that group. And like, let's just say even half of them made the Splendid Sampler 1. That's like 20,000 of these Splendid Sampler quilts out there. So hopefully there's a huge response to Splendid Sampler 2 as well. And we will be doing the videos for that again. So just letting you know, and I'll have more info out on that soon. And also, I will be attempting the gloves today for quilting, and I'll talk more about that in a little bit. I'm going to flip you around, and we'll get going. Ooh, Tracy. So if your bobbin thread is bunching up, I would try a couple things. First of all, I know for me that happens when I forget to put the presser foot down. So if you forgot to put the presser foot down and then stitch a couple stitches, then you might have a huge bunch up. If that's not the case, I would take the bobbin out and completely rethread the bobbin and the upper thread. And if that still doesn't work, I would change the needle. The needle might have like a little barb on that you can't see. So that could be the case. So I would try those three things and see if that doesn't figure it out. All right, back at it here. So we got 3 rows done last night, so I'm hoping we can get three lines, not a whole row like this, but lines like this. We got 3 of those last night, so I'm hoping to finish this one and then do 2 more here would be great. And I'm going to attempt the gloves tonight. So I have never quilted with gloves. These are actually not quilting gloves, even though they're going to function the same way. If you do a Google search or an Amazon search for quilting gloves, you're going to get something very similar to these. They're just gloves that have, you know, rubber nubbins on them. And what these are for cutting. So I cut fabric often, and I have someone that comes in and cuts fabric often for all of our embroidery kits. And it freaks me out that there's, you know, rotary cutters are dangerous, right? And I don't want anyone to cut themselves. So this is a glove that's meant to be cut resistant. So if the rotary cutter slides and hits your finger, in theory, it should not cut you. So that's what these are really for. And I got the ones with the nubbins. So if you hold the ruler won't move around. But this is going to work just fine for quilting gloves as well. And Noeline, you have hit the nail on the head, and this is why I didn't want to use gloves. This is why I've been using the grippets here instead. Gloves always don't fit me. So these are smalls, and they even had you measure your hand and everything. So it measures right here, but look at how long the fingers are. I have never, ever found gloves, any type of gloves, that didn't do this. So I must have abnormally short fingers or something. So that's the issue with gloves for me. Look at the pinky one is super duper long. But we're gonna give it a try tonight. Actually, the fingers are a little tight even. So I wouldn't say this is the best fitting glove, but you know, it serves its purpose, and we're gonna give it a try tonight. I mean, I'm even rolling them up because they're too long. Will I just work on the free Splendid Sampler blocks or the book also? I'm going to do the whole thing, I think, Joe. So how the Splendid Sampler 2 is going to work, it's a little different than last time. It is going to, the first 20 blocks are going to be for free. They will be releasing those before the book is available. The book is available for pre-order right now, and you know what? I think I forgot to put a link to that in here, but there's a link to the Splendid Sampler page, so you can get it to there. I'll put a link up tomorrow, or on Monday. Oh gosh, I gotta take my shoe off. I can't do this. Can't sew with the shoe on. So they will be doing 20 blocks from the book for free before the book is released, and then when the book is released, they will be, you'll need the book for the rest of the 100 blocks. So I will be starting when the free blocks start coming out. So I'm going to start with those. But yeah, so I'll go through the whole thing, including the free blocks. All right, so there's already like something that I don't like about this is that when I flip this up, I just don't have the same touch sensation with the gloves on. Oop, moving my extension table's getting messed up. All right, here we go. It is nice, it is nice that I have both hands have grippies on without much effort. That's kind of nice with the gloves. Oh wait, I forgot. I like holding the big blob over here of fabric instead of a flat hand. The release is the 14th of October, so the release of the book isn't for a while. It's on pre-order. However, the 20 free blocks, it'll be like one a week, and I believe that starts on June 14th. So really, we could be starting this pretty soon here. Now, we still will be doing this project, and we will still be doing, I want to do that sketchbook cover project as well coming up here. And so we're going to figure out how to do all these projects at once. So we'll be managing our time in an interesting way during this next Splendid Sampler bout. Oh yeah, see, I can't hardly feel back here to lift my presser foot up. So see, it's all these in the middle actions that I'm not liking. And you know, it really is because these don't fit properly. But again, no gloves really fit properly on me, or at least I haven't found any ever. But that's the way it goes. That's why I wanted to try a different option than the quilting gloves. And that's why I have the Griffiths. But we're giving it a try. Oh, no, Lori, I won't be doing Jacqueline Steve's new block of the month. Yeah, I just saw that too. So Jacqueline Steves is doing, we did her I Love Home block of the month. And she is doing a new block of the month. Oh, I forget what it's called, but it's like all bee related. Is that right? There were some pretty cute blocks of bumblebees and hexagons. And that will be her new block of the month. So no, we won't be doing that this time around. Too many projects, too little time, right? I should just have a 24-hour-a-day show and be constantly making stuff. Then we could do all of the fun things. I'm sure there'd still be so many things we want to do. Come on, guy. All right, there we go. With gloves, try washing and drying. Oh, they might shrink. Oh, that's a good idea. Also, you can cut the tips off. Oh, that's interesting. I kind of like that idea. I would maybe, since I use these for cutting gloves, I would maybe leave the first ones, because in case I slit with the rotary cutter there, but I don't see these being any problem for the rotary cutter, so I could cut off everything else except for like the thumb and first finger. Oh, Tracy, the new needle. The other one was even in backwards. Okay, awesome. So I'm glad that worked. There's nothing more frustrating than your sewing machine not sewing right and not knowing why. Yes, Carla, so we still are going to do that granny square quilt as well. So I haven't thought this completely through yet, but here's how I kind of picture it right now. Is we'll do the splendid, we'll continue on this quilt, and we will do the sketchbook cover, and that we'll do some embroidery with that, and we'll sew the sketchbook cover with the zipper pouch. That'll be a fun, quick project. We'll put this project on pause to do that project, and then after we finish this quilt, we will start up the granny square quilt, and I'll send an email about all this eventually so you can see the projects again. And then in the meantime, while we're doing all of those things, we'll have a day or two here and there for the Splendid Sampler 2. That's without thinking it out about it a lot, that's kind of how I see this going. Yes, Carla, so there is a granny square quilt pattern. It was in a magazine, and they've given me permission to use it. So I will get all the links together again for these projects soon here. I'll give you plenty of time to make the decision and get all the supplies you need. So don't worry. I mean, it's going to be a little while yet because we got this quilt, and we're going to do that sketchbook cover too yet. And I'll give you enough time to get what you need for the sketchbook cover as well. But yeah, I'll start gathering. Once I have this all figured out, like how the Splendid Sampler will work, I'll get an update email together on kind of what's next here in the evenings here. Including next week is Finish It Friday again. Can't you believe it? Like, Finish It Fridays come up so fast. Like, are we really going this quickly through all the months? That's what, like the Finish It Fridays. Finish It Friday is, we just started it a few months ago, but the first Friday of every month we stop whatever we're working on, and I grab a project, an unfinished project that's laying around the house here, and we work on that project instead for an hour. So every first Friday, it's an unfinished project day. So that is next week already. So first week of June, right? The gloves feel big, Sue. Other than that, I'm liking it. I'm liking the gloves. I feel like I'm moving around less because I don't have to set the grippets down. The gloves are huge though, and that's just such an uncomfortable feeling for me, and that's always how gloves are for me. They're always big, and they're squeezing my fingers a little bit. I don't especially like that I have no choice in when like if I wanted to be non-grippy, I'd have to take the glove completely off. I don't like how it's hard to feel the presser foot, but when I'm actually sewing, it does feel like I have a lot of control. So I'm not against the gloves completely, but I'm glad I'm giving both options a try here, the grippets and the gloves. In the end, I think it's just going to be personal preference. I mean, again, it is summer. We have the air on now, but you know, if you got the windows open and it's super hot, gloves might not be ideal. Although if it's winter for you, then you might like the gloves. Like right now I'm having a hard time maneuvering the fabric here because it keeps sticking to my hands. All right, but now I'm good. The gardening gloves, I have not found gardening gloves that fit properly either. And last summer I tried on a ton because I was over it. I wanted some nice gardening gloves that actually fit, and I got a couple, but they're both pretty uncomfortable for one reason or another. So I've not found good gardening gloves either. I mean, these will work. These will do the job that I need them to for these gloves right now. I mean, I'm not wearing them every day, all day long, these gloves, so I can deal with the long fingertips for a little while. I can see how this might be really easy though for free motion quilting when we want, to hold just an area down like this. But yeah, maybe we'll try both. We'll go back in between these and the grippets. See how it goes. Tonight is glove day though. So I'm still keeping an eye on this bobbin to run out. We have not run out yet, which is fabulous. But it's gotta it's gotta happen sooner or later. The Fons and Porter brand, they are small and thin. Yeah, I might take a look at them. I wonder if they sell those at like a Joann's or something. Like if I can try them on before I buy them or something. All right, I think we're gonna make it through another row without having to change the bobbin. That's interesting. I would have thought for sure we'd have to do that already. But we're done with row number 1 for the evening. We're getting closer and closer to the bottom of the quilt, so it's getting easier and easier. I'm not having to deal with as much bulk. Okay, see now here I'm going to want to take the gloves off. Yeah, I think here I'm going to want to take the gloves off to maneuver again. So that's the thing with the gloves. I'm still going to have to take them off and move them around. Okay, let's pull this quilt back up to the top. Oh, you think they have them at Joann's, Gretchen, the gloves. All right, yeah, I will look next time I'm there. Okay. I'm just trying to get it all on my little TV tray here. More and more bulk is happening over to my left because we keep unwrapping more and more bulk. So it's getting pretty crazy next to me here as far as fabric. All right, we left off here. We're on this purple guy. Let's get the gloves back on. Oop, they're on the floor. All right. All right, and this one too. Whoop. There we are. Grab my ends again. Press the foot down. Teeny tiny stitches to start, and all right, back to normal stitch length. Oh, you have the gloves, they work great, but you hate the on and off, so you have to, you're taking them on and off too, Julie. Yeah, testing them both. I do feel like I have a lot of immediate control because it is just like an extension of my hand compared to the Grippets, where I also feel like I have immediate control, but I don't know, there's a touch to the gloves that maybe I don't get with the Grippets. But it's still, I don't know, a little claustrophobic for me. I don't know. Undecided. That's why we're giving it a try. There's options. If you get sick of the one, you can always go back to the Grippets or vice versa. Let's flatten it out here a little bit. Ugh. I'm also trying to sew straighter. You like the Machingers? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, Kathy. The small, medium. Oh, they come in extra small. Thin, didn't need to keep removing. Ooh, all right. Yeah, the thinness, maybe that's the factor that I'm missing here. You have the Quilter's Touch glove. They are small and fit well. All right, I'm gonna have to try some of these other brands, I think. Like I said, these aren't even quilting gloves. These are actually for, they're cut resistance gloves. So I use them, or you know, I got them to use for rotary cutting. So if I slip, I don't cut myself. If I'm doing a lot of rotary cutting, and they're a little thicker because of that. Oh yeah, they're very baggy. They're not baggy. The fingers are actually very tight. It's a thicker material because of that cut resistance. It's just these fingers. The fingers are, ugh. You know, I could actually just re-sew them, couldn't I? I do have a sewing machine. I could just knop off the top of all these. I could custom make these. How about that? That's what I should be doing. Just custom sewing these dudes a little bit better. Should have thought about that right away, huh? Oh well. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. But they don't look like you can safely grip the cutter. Well, I wouldn't have both on if I was using the rotary cutter. I would just have this one that's holding the ruler, and then I wouldn't have a rotary or a glove on the other hand for the rotary cutter. We're still sewing. We still got bobbin. Oh, you guys, I am real close to finishing the binding on my Splendid Sampler quilt. I had to watch a bunch of videos today, and while I watched those videos, I worked on the binding. I'm hand stitching the binding on. So I worked on some hand stitching of the binding. I am approaching the last corner. I'm real close to the last corner, which means I only have one more side that's partially stitched already. I only have one more side to go. After that, I will go through the whole quilt and like snip away any loose threads and stuff. What the heck? This is caught on something and it's pulling. I think it's over here. There. So the only thing I really need to do yet is make a label before I just decide the project's done without making a label. I do need to put some sort of label on that quilt. Ooh, you're making a wall hanging for the sewing room. Nice. Weekend crafting. Man, I'm caught on something. Or maybe it's just, oh, maybe the quilt's just dangling on the ground a little bit, so it's the gravity. Gravity is holding me back. That's what's happening. There. Man, it still feels like I'm getting caught on something. I don't know. Alrighty. Oh, yep, so I probably won't have my Splendid Sampler to do for Finish It Friday. Yeah, I don't quite know what I'm going to do for Finish It Friday yet. There's lots of projects, but yeah, I'll have to look around a little bit. Maybe I'll still have the label to do yet for that, so maybe it'll be the finishing up of the Splendid Sampler. That could be. We'll see where we're at on Friday next week. Ugh, flatten out here, Quilty. Ugh, I still like this strawberry fabric. Or raspberries. Ugh. Yeah, now all the bulk to the left of me is being annoying. Before it was all the bulk that was underneath the neck of this sewing machine, but we're past that midpoint by quite a bit. We're almost to the edge, so there's tons of fabric on the other side and doesn't know where to go yet. So that means I'm going to have to pick fabric for this Splendid Sampler too. I do not know what I'm going to do for that. I'm going to have to read the guidelines for a Splendid Sampler 2 to make sure I have enough fabric and I have the, like, how many fat quarters I need and all that. So I will be reading up on the guidelines soon as well. I'd like to maybe try something not so bold and bright, something a little bit out of my comfort zone. I actually considered, I had like a little flash of an idea today of doing the Splendid Sampler all with recycled shirting fabrics. I've been just saving old shirts and stuff from my husband and me, and I wonder if I could do one out of that fabric. Although sometimes it doesn't act the same way as quilting weight, like frays differently and is different thicknesses and stuff. So I don't know if that's the best idea, but we'll see. We'll see what's going on, how much I need. I'll probably end up, you know, I have that bin of fat quarters yet. I'll probably just try and pick from there. Use up more fabric that I have. I always like making that bin have less and less fabric in it. But yay, that's exciting. Picking more fabrics for the Splendid Sampler too. Maybe I'll do that online live with here with you guys too, just so you can see kind of my process for picking fabrics. And then we'll just live with what we end up with. Maybe that's a good challenge, that I have to use fabrics that I already have. You know what I mean? How can I get these fabrics that I already have to work together? Because I'm not sure that any of them do. Iron lightweight interfacing to old shirts, and then that will make them stronger for to make them more like quilting weight fabrics. That's an interesting idea, Julie. She does. Krista Watson that's the designer for this project. She has a new fabric line coming out soon. I think it might be her second fabric line, and she has some nice bold graphic prints, so that'd be a fun collection to look out for. That'd be a fun and bright, splendid sampler, I'm thinking. All right, last little bit, and then we're done with this row too. You think you might pick a color and use it in every block so it all goes together. That's a great strategy, Jennifer. Man, I think I'll probably have to do a strategy like that too. That sounds pretty smart. Something to tie it all together. I'm not quite sure what that is yet. All right, gloves coming off again. I'm getting used to them. There's definitely pluses and minuses to both the grippets and the gloves. Like the grippets, I have to set down every time when I'm done, or every time I rotate. And I don't have to do that with the gloves, which is nice. Let's see, how many more do we have? We got two more full stripes to do yet, so we'll be at this a little bit yet. All right, grab the gloves again. Ooh, you're going all neutrals this time, Nori. Gray taupe, tan taupe, and off-white. Ooh, I kind of love that idea. I wonder if I do shirts, if it would end up kind of like that. I don't know. Time to dig in the stash again. I do like that. For some reason, it's like thrilling to me to use up fabric. I want to end up with like 0 fabric in this house. I know that's like super crazy, but feels good knowing I have less and less fabric for some reason. Maybe because there's the idea of starting fresh at some point. I don't know. Or maybe it's just like my house has that much less crap in it. Maybe that's the appeal. I have a feeling that could be it. We still have bobbin, so we have a magic bobbin, I think. Oh God, wouldn't that be something? A never-ending bobbin. Okay, why has that not been invented yet? Why isn't there a way to put a spool of thread underneath the machine in some, you know, where it belongs, somewhere, like on some hook or whatever, and have a constant feed of bobbin? Why isn't that invented? That makes no sense. You should have a spool of thread on both sides. Yeah, it's definitely a big commitment, Joe, to do the Splendid Sampler again. For sure, the only reason I'm doing it is because I know I'm here every evening with you guys, and you guys are going to cheer me along. I don't know if I could do it alone. It's a big commitment. It's 100 blocks. They're all different, and they're all different techniques. And they're all small. They're all end up being 6-inch blocks. So it's a bigger commitment than, you know, making all the same shape, like these half square triangle or half square triangles here for the chevrons. where you can just kind of crank them out. It's a new block a week for, you know, like a year. There it is, look! Okay, we are out of binding. All right, so, all right, let's figure this out. All right, we didn't get very far, so that's good. I don't have to crawl out of here very far. Why am I not just snipping it? Let's do that. Okay, so we are going to do a few changes here. First of all, let's get a little bit of a count. I'm gonna get you guys up high here. All right, some vintage machines have spool bobbins. Seriously, Julie? Oh my gosh, I need one of those. I've seen the not treadle, the what's the ones that go back and forth like a weaving, oh, I forget what those things are called in weaving, but I've seen one of those in a sewing machine. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's where we left off. Wow, so we got 9 whole, a shuttle, that's it, Robin. I've seen those, but I haven't seen ones that just keep a spool going. All right, we can get 9 rows before we run out of bobbins, so that's amazing. This might be a 2 bobbin quilt for these zigzags. All right, so we're going to do a few things. I'm going to just shimmy this off to the side because it's easier to work with without the extension table here. I'm going to grab my thing of needles. I have this jar of needles. I'm going to get right down in here. Okay, so let's turn this on just so you guys can see. We talked about putting a different size needle in. This is an 80-12. We talked about putting a 90-14 in because a 90-14 has a slightly bigger hole. And why I think that's necessary is look at, let me get way in here. Ooh, I think I can just zoom in. But like, look at all the fuzz. So can you guys see that? It is just super duper, like this is just red fuzz everywhere. We can grab some, you know, this red, just red fuzz. So to me, that's saying that the thread is scraping the inside of the needle and leaving all this red fuzz. So to me, that means, oops, lost the scissors. To me, that means use a needle with a bigger eye, which makes sense because we're using thicker thread. This is 30 weight thread instead of, you know, we've been using 50 weight and 40 weight in the past. 30 weight is thicker. So it would make sense that it's rubbing on that needle. So let me try and zoom you back out. Oop, wrong way. There we are. Okay. So I'm going to, sorry, I've just got to get you steady guys here for a sec. I think I'm still zoomed in. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Like, I didn't think I got that close. All right, so let's open this up. I'm gonna look at all that dust in there. I think if I tap there, you guys can see. I don't have any light over there. All right, Aurifil is great for piecing and quilting. It doesn't make fuzzies. So that's another thing. I'm using this Madeira cotton thread, and that might just be fuzzier than Aurifil. And man, the fuzz goes all the way up. Look, it's all fuzzy here too, all over here. So anywhere, and I feel like I'm going to sneeze too. So anywhere that it's the thread is rubbing on is getting fuzz. So I just got red fuzz everywhere. So I'm just going to just do a little cleaning quick, get off as much fuzz as I can. We talked about oiling it too, but I think I might just get rid of the fuzz and change the needle and See if that makes a difference. So this is where the pipe cleaner could come in handy. You guys can see with this off a little bit better. Geez, yeah, all up in here. I'm going to just rethread this whole thing. So I think maybe we'll just clean this up for the rest of the evening here and get ready for Monday. And we didn't get too far down on this line, so maybe we'll do that. So okay, I think I am going to oil this a little bit. Let's see if I can remember all the places to oil. I did another bobbin right away, so I have that ready to go, which is always nice. Ugh, fuzzles everywhere. Okay, so my little guy here has oil right in it. Let's get in here. So pop these off. So I always got to remember how this comes off. I kind of lay it down, how it came off. So here are some of the bobbin pieces. And I'm going to just get up in here. Oh gosh, yeah, look, tons of fuzz came out of there. Now normally I would have a paper towel here by me, but I didn't grab one. So I'm just trying to get up in the feed dogs here too. Really, I should remove this plate, but I don't think I'm going to do all that tonight. Oh, one of those mini computer vacuums, that'd be cool. Oh, you have the same problem with your thread, it's just like fuzzing everything up. Yeah, so I'm not using Aurifil. I have heard from lots of people that Aurifil is great at not having all the fuzzles. So, you know, all the fuzz that we're experiencing right now. Okay, so let's put some dabs of oil on here. So I believe I put it right in the center here. You know what, maybe let's get the guide out. I have, I keep this near me. This is the instructions, the Kenmore instructions, and I have it usually at the oil part. Here we go, oiling. So here's all the parts, we gotta wipe it out, and all the parts that we need to oil have little arrows by it. So we will do that. So in here I need a little dab of oil. Okay, and then it still has some fuzz in. Gosh, so much fuzz. So this is a practice I'm trying to do more of. This oiling and keeping it up and running myself. All right, so I got that part in, and now I'm gonna just give it a dab of oil. And now let's get this guy back in. Ugh, I got oil over my hands now. You know what? I'm gonna grab a little towel from behind me here. Okay. Let's get this back in. Ooh, wait a sec. Is this right? There, like that. Okay, bobbin area should be good to go. Let's just do a quick look at the top here. Do a quick oiling on this. I'm not going to do underneath because that's going to be a lot for the day, but we can take this guy off and give it some oil bits None of the red fuzz is up in here, which it shouldn't be, so that's good. Let's just add a few dabs where we need to, kind of anywhere where mechanical things could rub up against each other, that's where we need to oil. And a lot of times there'll be a little dot. So you can see like right here, there's a little dot. Those are kind of little oil holes. So you can use those as a guide. Just put just one little drop in. All right, so I'm gonna just get right in here. We need it right on this little dial there. Yeah, just if you rotate things, anytime you see something rub up, a metal piece rub up against another metal piece or a little joining, that's where we're looking. And this little guy here too. All right, I think we are okay for the top. This is definitely getting faster than it has been for me in the past, just to do a quick little oiling. So this is not a huge deal. Look, my Pro Machine has a crack in the top. A shelf fell on it, a very heavy shelf. All right, let's pop this front open and do that too. And then we'll get the new needle on and we'll be good to go. Okay, that's where the light bulb is right there. All right, again, I'm looking for those little holes and I have my book open to the page where it has all the little arrows that I need to do. So yeah, again, where you can see all these little kind of holes, those are like indicators of where it wants a little dab of oil if you don't have the book. Let's see. Right here, where this metal piece goes up and down. Oh, that's going to help a lot, that piece right there. Up top here too. All right, and I think that is basically that. And then I got that top one. All right, we're okay, and I'm not going to do the bottom right now. So let's close that up. All right, back down to the needle area. I'm going to just wipe this off. It's full of fuzzles. I got red fuzzles everywhere. Okay, here's my bobbin. Wipe off the surface. Yeah, this is a good time just to kind of dust everything too. Like the top is pretty dusty. Out of here, dust. Okay, I think we got a clean machine. Let's change the needle. Oh, you were never told to turn the machine backwards manually. Huh. I wonder why that is. I wonder what the reasoning behind that is. Okay, so let's get these 9014s out. I need a better container for my needles. This isn't always working quite right. All right, there we go. 9014s. I do have 100 16s if I need to go even bigger, but I hope I don't have to go that big. I mean, the bigger the needle, you know, I'm doing bigger needles so the eye of the needle is bigger, but the rest of the needle is bigger too. So that's going to make a bigger hole in our quilt, and I don't want that to be huge either. So the flat part on mine, there's a flat part and a round part to the top of this needle, and the flat part for my machine goes in the back. That's not the case for all machines. I know some vintage machines, they go to the side. Okay, needles in. Let's get the bobbin in. Oh, I have the case out already. Oh gosh, that's full of fuzzle too. Okay. So I always do this where I have the thread going over the top of the bobbin, and I have it pointing away from me, while I have this part of the bobbin pointing towards me over the top. That's how I remember. So one points away and one points towards me. All right, and then sliding it up the little slit there. Once I have it popped underneath there, then it should be able to hang without it falling out. That means it's good to go. And then I'm just gonna pop in this open, kind of holds it in there while I maneuver, and I'm putting that right over that center knob. Okay, there we go. And now let's rethread. Rethread, and we'll be all up and running again here. All clean, all ready to go for our next round. And once you've threaded your machine a couple times, it's like second nature. It goes really quickly. Okay, got the thread in, and if I go backwards on my machine, like on the hand crank now, it will catch the bobbin thread, and I can pull it up, and there it is. And if I just take a scissors, I can pop it out there. So we need the bobbin thread and the top thread up here. Close up shop. Let's get some of all the stuff out of here. Clean up the fuzzles. Don't need the needles anymore. Don't need my oil and oiling instructions. I'm just throwing it all behind me for right now. Oh, don't need the extra bobbin. Clean up. Okay. Let's get the extension table back here, and we should be good to go. And the quilt. So let's kind of place it where we left off. I'm going to just try and get it started. So I like being able to hold onto these threads, but I don't want to have it out super far, so I'm just going to try and go slowly and see if that works. Okay, so I have a little bit on this edge. I'm just going to kind of overlap it a hair here. We're going to do those barely any stitches. I'm going to get a glove back on too. We'll just do the one glove for now. All right. Should be good. We'll do one little row here just to make sure it's going. Seems fine though. It seems a little quieter already. It likes the oil, that's for sure. All right, so I think we're just going to stop there. I still got a little fuzz on here. We'll see. So about nine rows we're able to get out of that one bobbin. Ooh, tension. Oh, that looks fine. The lighting makes me think that the tension is off, but nope, I think we're good. So we'll just pick this up on Monday. I will leave this here, hopefully. You know, if I do have to move the machine this weekend, I'll maybe just finish this row, or we'll just start up from here again. I'll take it off and we'll start up fresh. But I think I'll be able to leave the machine here over the weekend. We'll see. But anyway, that is that. I'm going to flip you around. We are all ready to go for next time. Yep, with a clean, happy machine. Exactly, Nolene. All right, I'm going to turn you guys around. Hello again. Got the funny glasses on tonight. All right, so we found out a few things tonight, and we did a few things. So we can get 9 rows before we have to change the bobbin thread. So that's a good measurement for us. We can count how many rows we have done. I should mark what row we're starting on just so we remember. And we have a fresh, clean machine. I got to clean out the bobbin area. We're trying that new needle size, so we'll have to keep an eye on how fuzzy this gets. So if it gets less fuzzy than last time, then it was probably a better thing to do. It was probably better to go up to that 90-14 needle from the 10. I don't know if the glasses help yet, so I'm trying out the glasses to help me fall asleep better. They are blue blocking glasses, so it's supposed to block the blue LED light from phones and stuff late at night, because that can kind of push your sleep ability to start falling asleep by like 2 hours sometimes, compared to your normal like fall asleep time. And I realized, you know, I'm in my head, I wasn't looking at my phone a lot in the evening, but then I realized, oh, for this, I'm staring at a phone for an hour, and I have LED lights. You can see in my glasses, I have LED lights shining on me the whole time. So I'm kind of blasting myself with fake sunlight right now. So I thought, you know what, I should maybe start testing these glasses for the blue blocking. I don't know, I will let you know in a week or so if I'm falling asleep better. We'll see. All right. But anyway, guys, I will get this up on YouTube. And if you wanted to check out how I clean my machine again, or use the gloves, then you can check that out again on Penguin and Fish Movies, and it will also stay here on Facebook. Oh, and then it's Friday, so I won't see you guys again till Monday. I may be on and off in Instagram Storyland, so if you follow me on Instagram, I'm Penguin and Fish on Instagram, then you might see a few things pop up here and there. But other than that, I will see you guys on Monday. Oh, you know what? It is Memorial Day weekend too. I'll probably still come on Monday, but if it ends up being a whole thing, then we might just come back on Tuesday, because I forgot it's a holiday weekend here. But I'll let you guys know. But there we go. I will catch you guys on Monday probably. So have a great evening. Good night.